kind of like perspective in Japanese dating culture is a little bit weird.
People can be ruthless behind your back.
The plastic waste, for me, drives me absolutely insane.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Nico. I dive into street interviews with people from all walks of life. In today's episode, we're going to explore some unpopular opinions about Japan. Let's do this! Can you please introduce yourself?
Yep, so I'm Tony, born and raised in Canada, but currently I'm living in California for work. But I'm just here in Japan for like just vacation.
My name is Akari. I was born and raised in Canada. I live in Kobe, and I've been living here for about 1.5 years now.
I'm Claire from America.
My name's Charlie and I'm from Australia.
My name is Eliška and I'm from Czech Republic.
Yeah, my name is Sasha and I'm from France.
What is your unpopular opinion about Japan?
So unpopular opinion, this is mostly from like my perspective from what I've heard from like all of friends. So I have like a lot of friends in Japan, and I think Japanese dating culture, or like kind of like perspective in Japanese dating culture, is a little bit weird. Mostly in terms of like cheating and everything.
Yes.
It's like, so I have a friend, he has a girlfriend. I don't want to name who he is or anything, but like, I know there are a lot of times where he like goes to like areas in Osaka, and there's like that whole like thing about cheating and like what's not cheating, and apparently like it's a lot more accepted here to like cheat if it's paid for, if you know what I mean, which is crazy to me. I was like, you know, if my girlfriend, you know, caught me doing that, she'd kill me, right? But you know, here it's a little bit more like, I feel like a lot more people do it here, which is so weird to me.
Yes, like most of the Japanese men, like for example, like for example, they say like, if you're going to cheat, what do you call that, with a prostitute, or like if it's going to be paid, it's totally fine. And most of the girls say it's okay as well.
Yeah, exactly. They're pretty much like, if you're gonna do it anyways, do it with like a prostitute. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
If personally, would you do that or not?
No, I feel like I can't. I feel like I'm just very against cheating. I was like, that is like very much cheating to me, and I'm like, I can't do that. But you know, people here, I guess if they're okay with it.
Unpopular opinion is that people can be ruthless behind your back. They'll talk behind your back, and like maybe a couple days later, you'll hear these like things about you behind their
Japanese.
back. Yes, and they could be ruthless, and I think I've struggled with that a little bit, with handling that. People don't come up to you just up front and tell you crap about you, you know, you can do it behind your back. So
Is that around your friend group or your workplace?
more workplace, I think. Yeah.
Can you please share at least one like scenario experience you've had?
Honestly, it's more of like, say I make like one decision or something, then they'll talk how like, oh, like she, I don't know how to explain this, but like she'll be like, oh, like she, okay, one case, okay, so I was moving into a different like, I was moving out and I was gonna live by myself. Before that, I was living with a host family, and this one person, I guess, talked behind my back, and they were like, "Oh, I bet she got kicked out of that place," and stuff like that. And that rumor just came to me, and it just like, I don't know, people are just sometimes ruthless. Like, yeah.
Was that person, I mean, nice to you in the first?
Yes, in your face, they're nice. Yes, and then you're just like suddenly you're just like, what the heck? That person talked crap about? Okay, and you're just. Yeah, you just don't know how to face it, and you just smile at them. Well, you know, once you meet them, another day or something, you just gotta smile at them. They smile back, and you're like, okay.
So I think that the plastic waste drives me absolutely insane. I think Japan is one of the most efficient, clean, amazing countries, but the fact that they have to plastic wrap individual things like onions. They're taking the skin off of the onions and then putting plastic wrap back on the onions.
Yes.
Are they like cutting fruit and then putting it in plastic? Or there's like these little dehydration packets that they put in everything. For me, as like an environmentalist and a sustainable living person, ideally, I just hate that. It's so wasteful to me. So I try my best to sort through my waste properly, but I don't know if people know there's like 5 different ways to sort your recycling and waste. That's another issue that I have with it, where it's like, I also don't know if these things are being properly recycled. So I'm buying something and then it's pura or peto, and I'm like, but there's food waste in it, so is it actually recyclable? And I'm sorting through all of it. I know I'm making a mistake. I'm
Yes.
putting it in the little bags. Also, the fact that I have to wrap the recycling in different bags too. It feels very inefficient to me, and it kind of
Yes.
drives me crazy.
And they burn it all together.
Yes, I've heard that too. I've
Yeah.
heard that too. I have a friend who was like, I've seen them bring the same trucks. It's like 5 different trucks from
Exactly.
Pudapezzo. They drive to the same landfill
Yes,
and put it
yes.
in the same burnable area. So I'm like, why am I sorting any of this? I have a lot of friends who live in Tokyo, and they
Yes.
also don't know what they're doing about recycling.
Yes.
There's a lot of rules. And then you have to read the label of everything, and it's like you have to break down this one package into 5 different things. I could rant about it forever.
I think Shibuya Scramble is a little bit overrated.
Why is you say that so?
It's just a little bit too busy for me. It's very overwhelming. Like the crossing is cool, but once you get through, I just need to get out.
Is it too small or too big for you?
I think it's the right size, but there's too many people.
Actually, I don't like when Japanese people like sniffle because it's unpolite to blow the nose. It's different than in my country. In my country, it's unpolite to sniffle, so it's completely different.
So it's kind of like it's if you sniff loud in your country, it's a little bit rude.
Yeah, kind of. So it's different.
Like especially here in Japan, they're like the old man, the old Japanese man.
Or like doing the breakfast when you eat next to
Yes,
them.
yes, yes.
It's not too much. Some in the hotel or in the metro sometimes. Yeah, not too much.
Not too much, but like it kind of like irks you a little bit.
Sometimes it's a little really strong.
My opinion is that I feel like genders are too segregated here.
Genders.
Genders, like men and women,
Yes.
are very like separated,
Oh.
and there's a lot of like this is for men, this is for women, and there is no in between, and like it's a very different thing.
Yes.
And I feel like men and women are not so different, and also there's a whole spectrum between just men and women.
Yes, yes.
And I feel like there is too much emphasis here
Yes.
on what is for women and what is for men. And
Oh, can you please give me like one example of why do you think like there's a lot of segregation about men and women?
yeah, sure. So for example, in like expectations, you wouldn't say the same things to men and women. Like you would expect men to work more and women to stay in the house more.
okay.
But it's not only like this is just basic sexism, but like I feel it's not only just about that. A bit like that in many countries. It's stronger in Japan, but in Japan there really is this thing of like girls are like this and
Oh,
men
yeah,
are
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. Like everything that's
strict, right?
related to a girl is supposed to be kawaii. And then everything that's related
okay,
to a
okay,
boy
okay.
is kakkoi.
Oh.
Kawaii is, for a French person maybe, sounds just childish. Weird that like a woman who is in like her 40s, for example, would like, you would call her kawaii. I'm like, she's not 5 years old. I feel like the mentality is like the same as my grandparents. Also, there's good things in like gender, queer people.
Yes.
On just like progressive issues.
That's right.
Like on the political side, it's not so good, but on the artistic or other like traditional style, it's also great. You just have to like, yeah, just accept all of the traditions all at once.
All at once, and
Yeah.
I think it's slowly progressing, but it's too late compared to the other countries, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But it's still good to see that it progresses a little bit. At least it's going somewhere.